Following with the previous session, in this video, we're going to add a list of items to the customer main activity, just like what you see here. That is what we're going to build, a restaurant list. Alright, so you got a list of different restaurants. Now, the main thing here is that whenever you click on the restaurant, the menu item, it will load the restaurant list. If you click on the other menu item, for example, the tray, it will load the tray screen. Alright, think like that. Now, to be able to do that, we need to know a new concept, fragments. So what is fragment? So technically, a fragment represents a behavior of a portion of user interface. So you can combine multiple fragments in a single activity to build a multi-panel UI and reuse a fragment in multiple activities. Now, for better understanding of what I'm talking about, just look at the example of how two UI modules defined by fragments can be combined into one activity for a table design. Alright, but it's separate for a handset design. So, for example, if you open a tablet or iPad or something like that, you can see that just like what we got a menu items here, and once you click on a menu item, it just load a fragment. Alright, it's just a menu, okay? And the same thing for the handset, you got a list of item. So once you click on this one, it's opening a new activity. Alright, so it depends on your device. If you are working on tablet, you might put it in one screen, or I would say one activity. So left hand side is side menu, and the right hand side is activity A contained fragment A or fragment B. But if that for the handset and you got activity A contain fragment A, and once you click on the menu item, it will open the new activity contain fragment B, things like that. Now, if you want to read more about fragments, I suggest you should go to developer.android.com/guide/components/fragments, and here you will see a lot of things explaining very carefully and how creating fragments and how to adding a user interface, creating layout, etc. Cool. Now let's go back to our project. What you want to do is that we got a customer main activity as a container, and right now we're going to add different fragments. So for example, we got 1, 2, 3 menu items. For lookout, we don't need to create any user interface for that. So we're going to create 3 fragments, one for restaurants, one for tray, and one for the order. All right, I hope that makes sense. Now, here is the user interface that we're going to build. We're going to build a text box for the search function, and then we're going to build a list, all right, to display a different restaurant. Okay, so let's go back to our project. First, to create a new fragment, we're going to put it here. So I'll just right click on this one, new, and I'm going to select the fragment and make sure that you select the blank one. Click this one. Okay, and I'm going to main is let's say restaurant list fragment. All right, make sure that you check the create layout and uncheck these two. Okay, hit finish. Cool. It's still in the process. All right, so it's done. Now notice that here it just create a new restaurant list fragment file for you, and along with that, it just create a new fragment restaurant list.xml. You can find it under rest layout, and here we go. If you can switch to the design mode. All right, so right now we just got a new text view, which is very simple text. You can definitely switch to the text mode and edit here. Now, as I already mentioned before, we need to put a fragment into an activity because we want to display restaurant list inside the customer main activity. So let's add this fragment into that. Now I want you to open customer main activity, double click in here, and inside on create function. All right, on create function is a function will be executed first when you open the customer main activity. Okay, now we just need to declare a fragment transaction. Select the support v4, okay, and then we name it. Let's just say transaction. All right, equal get support fragment manager dot begin transaction. All right, just 2 line of code, and then we say transaction dot replace, and we're going to pass the result.id.content frame. Content frame is a ID layout of the customer main activity, and then we pass a new restaurant list fragment, and then outside it we say commit. All right, so by doing that, once user open the customer main activity, it's automatically add this restaurant list fragment into our customer main activity. Now if you run the app right now and see how it works. All right, if I hit login, hey, it just opened the restaurant list fragment because we got the hello blank fragments. All right, hello blank fragments. Cool. The next thing we want to do is to display a text box for searching function. Just like this one, we're going to create this text box with the search icon and a text search restaurant. So let's do that. Now I want you to open the fragment restaurant list. So I'm going to increase this one. All right. First, I'm going to click on here and hit delete. So just remove that one. And I want to go to the text because right now this layout is a frame layout. We want to change it to linear layout. So linear layout, hit enter. All right. Make sure that you got opening and closing text just like this. So let's go back to design mode, and now we're going to drag and drop the components into here. All right, first I'm going to update this one to vertical. So right now it's horizontal. So click on this one, and on the attribute side, orientation, just change it to vertical. And then under that, just click on the layouts and linear horizontal. Yep, just click on this one and drag and drop under here, and click attribute for the padding. We set 5. All right, so we say the padding would be 5 pixels for bottom and left, right, things like that. Now the next thing we want to do is to add an image. All right, and let's go to image, just drag and drop under here. Seem to find, okay, here we go. Let's select this one. Okay, that's look cool. For the layout width, we keep it blank. All right, and for the margin, now let's just say for the layout left we say 5, and right we say 5. All right, we're just adding, bring it like that. And okay, next we're going to add a new plain text. So let's click on text, plain text, edit down here. So make sure that the edit text is under the linear layout horizontal. All right, just like that one. So for these, let's just go back to this one. So for the hint, we say search restaurant, hit enter. Maybe we can put it in here, search restaurant. All right. And for the text size, we say 16. We don't see the background here, so we can search background. Okay, now we got a different background, so make sure that you got you set the background thin to transparent. So we can put transparent, yep. Double click on that, cool. And now I want you to click on this linear layout horizontal, and for the It doesn't look like we can see the. Oh, here we go. So for the layout height, we can say wrap content. All right, so to put it up here, cool. And for the image, just click on the image. And for the layout height, we select to match content. All right, so it looks a bit smaller. And the last thing to do is that we're going to add a new list view under here to display a list of restaurants. So you can go into containers. I'm looking for list view. All right, looks like it doesn't add the list view in here, because in previous version they add the list view in here, so I guess it should be legacy. Yep. All right, so you can open the legacy session, and here is a list view. I want you to drag and drop the list view. You can drag and drop here. All right, cool. So here is a list view. What we want to do is just click on this one to select, and we're going to change this ID. Let's say restaurant list. Hit enter. All right, now we run the app. Now notice that the restaurant list is not inside the linear layout horizontal. If you click on this, yep, is actually this one is under the linear layout vertical. Okay, so make sure you put it in the correct one. All right, hit login with Facebook. Cool. Now, as you can see, once the screen is loaded, it will automatically focus on the screen box, and thus the keyword is displayed immediately. That is not what the user experience we want. So we're going to fix that. And also, I just noticed that here, this shouldn't be a text for such restaurants, and also the icon seemed way too big. So we're going to fix these three issues. The first one, we remove the focus on the text box. The second one, we change the text to this hint, and the third, we're going to update a new icon for this. All right, so let's go back here. First, I'm going to check this one, and for the source, just click this one and click the triple dot, and we're going to type search. I think I got the wrong ones. So before we got Android, so it should be the theme. All right, this one. Double click on that. All right, looks good. And also for the text, let's go back this one. This one should be search tech restaurant in here. I think we got this right, but let's say text. All right, this one shouldn't be. This one should be empty. All right, cool. We just need the hint only. All right, not the text. So that's why it's a bit blurred. And the third one, we want to, once this screen is loaded, is remove the autofocus on the text box. Now to do that, let's go back to the text mode, and inside the linear layout, let's say we can put it here. We're going to type Android and focusable. We set to true, and Android. Oops, Android focusable in touch mode, we say the true. All right, now run the app again. Login. Hey, that's good. So you no longer see the autofocus on here, and if you click on here, type something, beautiful. So go and close the keyboard. So in our layouts, we already have a list view under here to display a list of data. Obviously, we don't have any data to display the row here. Obviously, we don't have any data to display now. Also notice that instead of just displaying a simple text, all right. So instead just display a simple line of text like a to-do app, like what you see here. We want to display is in a very nice design with the background image, and we got some restaurant names and restaurant address in this design. So how can we do that? Now, very simple. All we need to do is create a new layout for that design. So let me show you how. Go back to our project. Now I want you to right click on the rest and new, and we're going to just right click on the layout, new, and layout resource 5, and this one we call list item, let's name it restaurant. All right. Okay, so leave everything as default, hit OK. Cool, so now we just got a new file created for us. So next we're going to add an image, let's go back to this one. Okay, we're going to add an image as a background, and then we're going to add a new layout. And after that, we're going to add 2 text view, the first one for the restaurant name and the second one for restaurant address. So let's do that. Now I can go to image view here, just drag and drop. We can search for link, all right, which is this one. We added before, so just double click on that. Now for this one, for the layout height, we'll set this one to 225 dp. Okay, and we're going to put 0 on top, the 0 to right, 0 to bottom, and 0 to the left. All right, hit enter, and we're going to say match constraint for the layout width. All right, and then click on the constraint layouts, and right now for the layout height, we say wrap content. All right, to make it up on top. Cool. The next thing we want to do is going to add another layout. We're going to use the linear layout, vertical. Things I might want to add here. Okay. All right, it's the same thing because drag and drop it here is easier to manipulate rather than put it under here inside the components tree. Now for this one, we just constrain to right 22, 0 for the bottom. Actually, I'll just undo that one again. I can put it here, right bottom to the image. It doesn't look like allow me to do that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so now after that, I'll change this one to 0, this one to, let's say 22. Okay, and for the layout width, we say match constraint, so it's going to spread. And for the height, we don't edit here yet. Okay, I'm going to put the text. Before that, I might add adding, so the padding. For the padding, we say 10 dp. And we also set background color. Now make sure that you got the correct one because we got different background. All right, click on this one, maybe just white. Yeah, color white. All right, that's cool. Next, we're going to add another text view. So text view here. And for this one, we change it, let's say restaurant name. And size we set to 16. Bold. And we're going to set the layout. For example, the bottom we set to 15 dp to the bottom. All right, next we're going to add another text view. So drag and drop here. For this one, we call it at restaurant address, and the text size we say 16. Okay, so yeah, so pretty much that's it. One more thing, we click on the linear layout vertical, and then now for the layout high, we say wrap content. All right, so we're going to wrap it up with these two. Okay, so now let's try to run the app. Login. Okay, so right now we don't see anything yet. Nothing changed because we haven't linked this layout to our list view inside the Fragment restaurant. All right, we got list view here, but we didn't link to that. So that's what we're going to do now. I want you to open the restaurant list fragment. All right, so under here, let's type on activity created. All right, hit enter, and inside here, I want you to create a new list view, and we got the, let's say, list view, or you can say restaurant list view equal list view, and here we can say get activity. All right, it will return the component's main activity for us, and dot find the view ID, view by ID, and we say r.id dot restaurant list. All right, exactly the one that we just created here. If you remember, we got list item restaurant. Sorry, it's a fragment. Inside the fragment, you got the restaurant list, and here's the ID. All right. So let's go back here, and now we say, hey, that restaurant list view, just set adapter, and here we say new base adapter, and hit enter. All right, so then it will automatically import some function for you. So inside here for the get count, we say, you can set it to anything you want, but we can set 3. And then for the now, let's just leave it like that. 0, just leave it like that. And return, we say layout in Flutter dot from, and we say get activity, and outside this we say inflate, and we're going to pass the r.layout dot list item restaurant. All right, and the second one we pass now. So by doing that, we say, hey, we got a list of items. You can think of it as a template, and now we're going to apply this template to the restaurant list view in here. That's it. And I'll just run the app. Login. Hey, look at this. So now we can display that template on our list view. Beautiful. And here we got return 3, so that's why we got 1, 2, and 3 items on the list. Awesome. So right now we don't worry about the real data, as we're going to pull it from a server in later state. And I'll see you then.